Hey guys, how's everyone doing? It's so cold here. It's like, ugh. Let's get this started. So first of all, guys, thank you very much for your support. It's like in the past 2 or 3 videos, you show quite a lot of support. So thank you. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Alrighty, so let me share the screen here. So this is what I'm trying to build during this live stream, like this carousel here. Like this circular carousel, and then we also have, like, based on the active item within this carousel, we are going to display the image here, and we'll be using Reanimated. And I believe that I will add this as well, like Anastasia did an amazing job. It's like the UI is really nice. Okay, so let me go to the why is this okay, I think now is better. Okay, so let's create a new route here. So it's running, maybe it's running a new route. How are we going to say? Yeah, so a new route, circular carousel. Okay, can you see this, or I may need to zoom it a bit. Anyway, so let's create this circular carousel page. Most probably I'm gonna use this as a no, it's okay. It's safe. Go to the index and create a new link. Circular carousel. Circular carousel. Do we have a circular? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, something like this. Now go here, reload. Biden, I'm doing fine. Thank you very much for joining. And now on the carousel, export default function. Okay. Not this one, but this one. Okay, so we have the circular carousel. What I would like to do is first get some images. Okay. We need some nice images. And as usual, I'm gonna go to the Apple invites. Should I use the Apple invites? Yes, I'm gonna use the Apple invites. All invites images. So let me grab those. Go to the circular carousel. There is a typo. Carousel, no. And paste the images. So how I envision this is first let's can you hear the music in the background? I'm just curious. How I envision this is by so we are going to have a horizontal carousel. We are going to define like the item size, also the spacing, and we are going to snap into place based on this item plus spacing thingy. And we will be using, shall we use a momentum scroll end maybe to add the border? Yeah, I think we are going to have like like a different flag if it's active or not, based on which we can define this border. So we are going to display the border if it's active or not, and we are also going to use the use animated reaction, or maybe set state directly from the use animated scroll handler. Okay, and then based on that state, we are going to render an image in the background, and we are going to force re-render it using a different key based on this active index. Pretty much what we did in the last tutorial. And this is going to be positioned absolute and whatever. Okay, so let's start. Let's define here. Let's get the width from dimensions. Get screen, and we are going to define like an item width. I'll do it maybe with it multiplied maybe 22% of the screen should be enough. And we can also define some spacing, const spacing. It's maybe 16. Okay. And now we need to create the function. So I'll say we need a function. Let's do it everything here. So I'll say we will use an animated that's coming from React Native flatlist. Okay, we are going to say data is going to be images. We are going to have a key extractor, and we are going to get doesn't matter and the index, and we are going to say string by the index, and we are going to have a render item. It's going to get the item, the index, and we are going to return carousel item. And this carousel item should receive the image as item, the index as index, and there is no offset for now. And let's create this function that's going to receive some props as carousel item props, and it's going to return nothing for now. And let's define this type. We'll have an image as string and an index as number. Okay, and let's also return an image. Source image, it's coming from React Native with the source of URI image. Get the image and index. Okay. And this is not going to display pretty much anything because we haven't defined any width and any size to the image, right? So I'll do the same as I did in the previous tutorial. Basically, I'll size this image based on its parent or the container. So in order to do so, I actually need to do style flex 1, okay? And here I'll add a style of with item with a height of item. I don't even, do I need to know? It's aspect ratio 1, okay? So now it's going to display this. And we can also say something here like a border radius 50%. Is this going to work? Yes. We could easily say, you know, the border radius is item with divided by 2. It's okay. It's the same thing. So now we have this this list. So let's go to the flat list. I'll do horizontal is true. So now it's horizontal. Okay. And this view, let's style this a bit, flex 1. Okay, so now this entire flat list, if I do a background color red, is going to take the entire space, and we don't actually want that. We want to take only some space, you know. And to do so, we can do flex shrink flex grow. It's actually 0. Okay, boom. We can also define a height because we need basically 2 times the item width, right? So if you are active, you are going to be at the top. It's basically y0. If you are the immediate neighbor is going to be y item height, item width divided by 2. And then the other one, it's basically, yeah. So the height is going to be item width multiplied by 2. And I'll actually rename this. Be item size. Okay, great. So now we have this carousel, and the first item I would like to move it in the beginning, to the beginning of this carousel. You know, it's like it's starting from left, but I would like to move this here basically. Okay, so in order to do that, we need to add here a content container style, and I'll add the padding horizontal basically on the sides as the width divided by 2, right? So now the left edge of the screen is starting, the left edge of the first image is going to start from the middle of the screen, so we want to subtract half of its own width, so we will start from the center, right? So I'll do minus item size divided by 2. So now everything starts from the center. Great. And of course the same it's with the last item. Okay, I would like to show horizontal vertical to false, right? So we are not going to display this. I will also like to remove the background, and now I would like to align self flex cent. Is this working? Nah. What else do we have here? That's a bummer though. I'll add another view with a style of flex 1. Justify to the center maybe? No, flex cent. Okay, so now everything starts from the bottom, which is great. And now let's also add the content container style. I'll add a gap of spacing. Okay. So now if I actually remove, doesn't matter, it's okay. Accent. Okay, so now we have the spacing between. And I would like to make this paging enabled basically. So pagination, pagination animation. In order to do that, I think I need to zoom it a bit. Zoom in. Yeah, I will zoom in. Maybe now it's better. Now you need to snap to interval, and I would like to have item size plus spacing. Okay, and also pass a deceleration rate of fast. So now it's boom, boom, boom. You see, it's snapping directly into place, which is what we want. But this time, this snap, it's item total size, and let's define this. So item total size, it's this, because we are going to reuse it, right? Now we have the carousel, we have the items, we have everything. And what I would like to do, I would like now to render the image source as, let's pick the first image, and I'll make this style sheet React Native absolute fill object. Okay, so this is going to take the entire space. Great. For this specific carousel, I'll go to layout, all invites, Yeah, I will do the same for the stack. For this screen, which is called circular carousel. By the way, I'm using export router just in case you did not notice that, but yeah. I'll do I will do background transparent. So now we actually have something to work with. Now we go to the status bar. Now I'll do style. It's going to be light. Okay. So yeah, we have something like a full screen. And now let's start by getting the scroll X using a shared value. So scroll X is going to be use shared value starting from 0. And we also need on scroll event, which is going to use animated scroll handler. And we are not going to use the shorthand notation. The shorthand notation is just a callback, the on scroll event. You can do whatever with it. But this time we are going to use an object, and this object is going to have the on scroll, which is going to get the event, and is going to say, scroll X value, it's equal to the content offset X. Okay, this is exactly the same as you can have on scroll here. It's use animated scroll handler and the shorthand notation, the scroll X value equal to E content offset and X. It's basically the same thing, but this time we actually have access to multiple events, and we are also going to have on momentum scroll end. Or do we actually do we need this? Because I'm thinking about setting the when do we actually want to modify the background image? It's like, this is the question that you need to have, and you need to have an answer to that. When is like when you are stopping the scroll, when you so let me zoom a bit here. Is this when you turn half of this of this carousel, so you are in between slide 1 and 2, or when the scroll has finished, or when the math round it's different, is like when. So there are multiple ways of doing it. If you'd like to do when the scroll has finished, basically you have the hook called on momentum scroll end, which is basically saying call this callback when the scroll has completely finished doing its own thing, or you can calculate here something like math floor, for example, or math round. So with the math round, pretty much when you are in between, so if you are more than half scrolled, you are going to to say, hey, this is a new slide, if you're passing the half of the in between. If it's floor, then it's basically on momentum scroll end, it's like if you're just finished the scrolling, we can play around with it. Okay, so I think I will not use any on momentum scroll end, and I'll just do the math floor, math round, or even math seal. It's like if I was about to create this as a reusable component, for example, I would like to send a prop saying when I would like to receive the event that the index has changed, pretty much, based on which I can do whatever. If that makes sense. Okay, so let's do for now in between, because I believe math round should do the trick here. So what I can also do is so this I will show you a crash. I will show you a crash on the gesture on this use animated scroll handler. But anyway, so I will have a state, active index, or do we? Yeah, and set active index, which is going to start as a use state starting from 0, and What I would like to do is here I will do run on JS because we are on the UI thread now here. We are on separate thread and this set active index is living on the JavaScript thread. So we need to switch the threads basically and inform Reanimated, hey, you know, this particular callback should be run on the JavaScript thread. And we are going to say run on the JS set active index. And then we are going to do the active index value, you know, and this active index value, I'll do active index value. It's math round by the scroll x value, which we just set here, you know. There is a small issue, even though like React is smart enough to know, hey, you know, the value of the state is not going to change, so I'm not going to trigger any re-render. But since this is going to be called 60 times a second, we are going to call this callback every time, you know, it's like 60 times a second, which is not that great. So we can do a check here. After initializing this constant, we don't even need a constant, but I'll just pass it. This is basically increasing the memory. Useless, you know, it's like this can cause 0.001% performance issues, but it doesn't matter. For now, this is a small application, so I'll do if active index is different than the active index itself, then I would like to run on JS. And now this is basically if you're in between 0 and 0.5 was not inclusive, this is going to be 0, you know, and it's not going to call basically. So if active index is between 0 and 0.5 and the active index is 0, this is not going to be called. Only when the math round has changed and it's active, we are going to call run on JS. Can hopefully make sense. Okay, so now if I hit save and go to the animated flatlist, go down below here and we can say scrolling. We can have on scroll event, which is equal to on scroll that we have just created. Okay, so now nothing should change. We can modify the things. Everything should work. I think I think now I don't want to have the flex grow anymore because I would like to modify the carousel. The carousel, even though you are like not touching it. So on the content container style, I'll do justify content flex send. Oh, flex send as a string. Big fail. It's still not working. Why this is not working? How can I do the things? Style. Is this align self, align items, center? Is this changing something? This is such a bummer. I want them here. It's like, why are in? Oh no. Yeah, anyway, so I'll just undo the things. Never mind, guys. Okay, so now we have the scroll X, but we also have the active index. So now let's change the active index. Pretty much. So if I go on the circular, now whenever I'm changing, it should modify it, but the scroll content, the scroll offset, it's if I do console log scroll X, it's not like 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, you know, it's a way bigger number. And in order to fix this scenario here, when we do the math round, we divide this by the item total size, you know, and now we should get the proper value, kinda. So now if you are half, boom, you see, we are half. If we are going to use floor, you actually, we are not going to change unless you are on the active item. See, boom. And look on momentum scroll length, pretty much. And we can do here math floor. Math floor. Why is this not working? It's should this be absolute of this? Interesting. Wait a second. So why is this not properly? That's interesting. Is this working for the last slide? No. Gotcha. Math floor. Why is this not working? Let's think about it. Let's think about it for a second, guys. Is this because the first item doesn't have the... It doesn't have the gap, right? What if I'm... yeah. Yeah, this doesn't have the gap. So what if I will just do item by the item size instead? You see, boom, boom. And I need to clamp this. So let's create a function here. Clamp value. So we are going to return math. What is the clamp? The minimum between the top value and the maximum between the lowest value and the actual value. Okay, so this is clamp. This is okay. And I believe I can also do worklet here. Okay. And I will just clamp this value between 0 and the image's length. -1. So now he's not going to change this. Yeah, so he's not. Okay, kind of it's kind of okay, I believe. And now this is only for... Is this working again? Math round. Yeah, so now with the floor. Okay, so if we are going to use floor, we actually need to do... For the round, we need to do the full size. Kind of makes sense. And for the floor, we actually need to do divide by the item size. For some reason, you know, kind of makes sense. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Do we have any questions? Let's go. Cătălin OG, foarte fain și util conținutul, mersi. Mersi, Gabriel. I was looking for something like this. Thanks for implementing it. Yeah, my pleasure, Jose. Awesome. Hey, man. Hey, awesome. Thank you. Question for you. How do I get good at this skill? I can create apps using Expo, but not that great at animations. Well, it's a process, you know. It's like you're not going to get good or expert or very, very good at animations without practice, you know. So practice. Take You can also purchase an animatereactnative.com license, get all the examples and go through them and see how I did them and try to recreate them, you know, and add some own flavors pretty much. And just go on dribble, you know, and yeah, you try to implement as many motion designs as possible pretty much. It's just practice, unfortunately. There is no easy way, unfortunately. So yeah, just practice, you know, just take any example and redo them. Okay, so now we have this this carousel, and now let's pass the scroll X to the item. Okay, go to the carousel item, and I'll do carousel, and yeah, I think this is okay. Scroll X, but do we actually need the scroll X the entire value? Not sure. Do you know? It's like I'll just do scroll X directly as a content offset divided by the item total size. Yeah, kind of makes sense. Value. And I will just comment this for floor. We need a different item size, and instead of item size, it's item size, you know. I'll just remove the console logs and everything. We're clamping it. It's okay. Active index. We set it. We have the scroll X now, a value between 0 and 1, which is great. And now if we go to the flat list, scroll X, carousel item, we get the scroll X. Scroll X, it's a shared value as a number. We get this, and now we can do some styles. As I use animated style, and we can return something here. Convert this entire view to be an animated view, animated from React Native, reanimated, and pass the styles. Okay, nothing should change, but now we can animate the things. We can interpolate, we can do whatever. So let's start by implementing this this going down thingy, you know, it's just the circular motion. So we can do here transform, and we are going to have translate Y. We are going to interpolate the scroll X value, and the input range is going to be index -1, index +1, the old school index. And now we can do something like maybe 20 or item size divided by 2, 0 and minus. Actually, it's item size divided by 2. So remove the minus. So now scroll X value. Now pretty much they just move down, you know, because we have defined this range, and since linear interpolation, it's extend by default, so it's extrapolation, not extrapolation this one, but this one. What? Extrapolation is going to be extend, so it's going to go beyond this input range interval. For index -2 and index +2, this is going to be item size, because it's the old value plus the new one, is the difference between them. So for the first neighbor, like the immediate neighbors, is going to be item size divided by 2 as a Y, and for the next neighbors is going to be item size divided by 1. So it's like it's adding this. Okay, so that's why we have this part. But now looking at it and looking at this design, I believe that we should not go half of the item size. So basically this edge here should be 1/3 of the item size. Okay, so maybe 1/3, you know. And now we can boom, boom, boom. We have some sort of a circular motion thingy. Okay. This image, it's changing too fast. So let's first fix this image, and I'll go here to the image. I'll do animated image, and I'll specify a key as I'll first re-render it. So I'll do image and the active index. Okay, so now I'm just force re-render, and I'll do entering, and ring, it's fade in with a duration of maybe 500, and exiting is going to be fade out with a duration of 500. Okay, so now if I move, you see it's boom, boom, boom. It's, I can actually do 1 second. Okay, and change the background color to be black. Okay, maybe do it a bit faster. 500 was okay. That kind of makes sense. It's okay. It's okay. We can also add a blur. So blur radius, maybe 50, you know, and display anything that you'd like. But for now, we are not going to use any blur. Okay. Cool. So let's go back and draw the border width, you know, and the border color. And here inside the styles, I would like to always apply a border width of maybe 4 and a border color of something. And let's add a white border. And of course, a border radius of item total item size divided by 2. Okay, so now we have pretty much a border to everyone. Nice. Rafael, hello Katalin, how are you doing? Not sure if you've already explained about run on JS. Could you please explain? I actually did it. So if you go back to the stream, it's like when we have integrated the run on JS, I actually explained why we are running, what run on JS is doing. But in a nutshell, this callback on scroll runs on the UI side or UI thread, and we are doing something on the UI thread, but in order to set the state, we actually need to say, you know, this particular callback or this particular method set active index should be run on JavaScript side, because on the UI thread you don't have access to this callback, you know, this method. So that's why we switch the threads. Anyway, okay, so now we can go to the item and change this this border again based on the same interpolation. So copy this interpolation, and we are going to say based on this scroll active, we are going to say 0 if you're on the sides, not 0. We actually such a bummer. Interpolate the color. It's another method, and we are going to say it's transparent, then it's white, otherwise it's transparent. Okay, so keep the border only roof, you see. Not sure if you can see it on the stream here, but look, you see, we are just matching it. Kind of makes sense, I hope. And we can be smart about it and do math floor, you know, if you really wanna. Oh, actually it's math. This is rounded. Nah, maybe minus 0.5. Nah, it's not going to do it. So anyway, the scroll X, okay? So we are basically changing the border color based on the active slide, which is fantastic. This is, I believe, the same as it is here. I think the item size, it's larger in their example, so maybe 0.728. So let's refresh and everything should be recalibrated. Not really. So it should be less than 0.25. So maybe the spacing was wrong. Yeah, maybe the spacing was wrong, but it's okay. It's okay like this. I think it's okay. Maybe the spacing is too much. Maybe 12, just... Yeah, I think now it's better. Way better. What bothers me is, yeah, this image is not great. So I'll like to add to this image. I would like to wrap it into a view and basically apply this style sheet behavior, and to the style of the image I would like to add a flex one. Okay, now it's going to be the same, but now we have a view, and inside this view I'll do a linear gradient that's coming from Expo. Then I'll do colors. Is this linear gradient? Yeah. What? Not SVG, but from Expo linear gradient. And I'll do colors. The colors are going to come from 000 to transparent. Okay, and I'll do the start. Okay, the start. I'll start from transparent to black. Okay, this is colors, and I'll do style. I'll have it as flex 0.5 maybe, and here I'll maybe justify flex end. Let's see how this is going to look like. Yeah, so flex end is not pretty good, but instead I'll do position absolute. Okay, left 0, right 0, bottom 0, and the height of maybe get a height. Actually, height is going to be 25% of the screen. Now, why is this not working? Boom, 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 boom. Should this be red? Is this how it is? Okay, so now this is actually working, so I'll do transparent. Okay, so now we have some gradient at the bottom, and I will do the height is going to be item size multiplied by 3, or maybe by 4. Yeah, something like this. So we are going to have like a small gradient at the bottom, which is way better because in this way we can emphasize the items. And we can do the same basically with the bottom, with the top. So I will do it now. And the top is going to start from this to this, top 0, and boom, we have it at the top as well, But this time I would like to have it maybe just 20% of the screen, just a little bit. Okay. And this entire image should have pointer events none, just in case, we are going to add something that we would like to press on. We don't want to check the pointer events. So we are going to disable the pointer events. Okay. And I think what else can we do? They appear all the way here. So we can also add a bit of animation. So if we go to the flat list, we can actually animate the things. And we are going to say entering is going to be fade in from down. the springify, I'll do a different springify effect, springify, damping, 80 and stiffness 200. Okay, so now if I hit reload, you'll see that they will appear with, and I will also do a delay of maybe 300. I go back, look, they appear. Look. Maybe add a 500 milliseconds delay. Work. Okay. Okay, I think this looks okay. Do you have a course for all these animations? I would love to learn. Unfortunately, I don't have any courses, but I plan on creating like a full-fledged Reanimated course. I'm working on the scripts and the lessons that I would like to go through, and then I will record them, and most probably I'll make them available hopefully before AppJS conference, which is happening in May, I believe, 28th of May. But until then, you can go on Animate React Native .com and purchase a license and go through all the animations that I have already built. So you can learn quite a lot of things. It's like if you are a learner anyway, if you like to learn through code or through reading code or to experiment with code, already existing code, I think it's a nice way to purchase a license there and go through it. Okay, so I believe this is pretty much it. I think so. Let's check Android. I think it should work. But let's check Android, you know. It's like it's always good to check Android. I think this is looking okay, guys, on Android as well. It's like, I think even the animation, right? Look. Yeah, we can close the Android. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this design looks pretty nice. Pretty nice. What tech did you use to build the website? Looks very nice. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm using Next.js with custom backend built with Prisma, and I'm using Turso database as a database provider. I'm also using TRPC. What else? React Query, of course, and Tailwind CSS. And Lemon Squeezy for payment is the payment provider. Or the, yeah. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, in the last live stream, we actually have created this GitHub. What it is this monodo. We have created this monodo, and now it's available for Android and iOS as well in the test flight. So the links to them are here. So you can go ahead and download the app and give it a try. See how this is going to look like and how this is going to perform. And also for the Animate React Native animations, so those animations, if you wanna see them on your device, you can go ahead, like for example, press on this animation. There is uh, this arrow here, so you can open it and scan it with your device. And if you have the application installed, which is this application, uh, you can play around with it directly on your phone. You know, you don't before purchasing. You know, if you have questions about purchases, yeah, you wanna see how this animation performs on your device, you can install this application beforehand. You know, um, yeah, it's quite nice. Bum, bum. Alrighty. But yeah, meanwhile, you can install the Monodo. Give it also a star. You know, it's free. Also subscribe to this channel if you're not a subscriber. It's free as well. AnimateReactNative.com is not free, but you know, subscribing to a channel, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it also means a lot to me if you would like to support me in any ways. You know, maybe becoming a member or whatever you'd like to. Um, by the way, I haven't asked you, where are you watching from? I would like to know. Okay, so pagination, whatever, scroll. We can. I think this is a pretty decent start here. Most probably in the next stream. So actually, let me copy this and go to the top and do add the credits. Inspiration is this one. Okay, not to forget about it. And I also have another, not this one, but to Anastasia, I believe. She created, yeah, this one. So this type of horizontal thingy we can actually implement quite easily. We did it with which one? This one. Okay, so we did it with this animation, but we can also create another one. Maybe we can apply a different skew, a different spacing between the elements, and yeah, we can customize it. Watching from India, nice. What else can we build? Let's see on Dribble. We can do mobile. What would you like, guys, for me to build? It's like if you have any examples, you can share them with me on the link which I've probably just shared. Like go to animatereactnative.com /inspiration and add your animation there with maybe a link to Dribble, Pinterest, you name it. And I'll be more than happy to integrate it or try to recreate it in a live stream. It should not be only animation, you know. It's like if you have any UI or any type of thingy, shouldn't be only animations. This is looking quite nice. I also have some inspiration already as a collection. Where it is, some fonts, AI apps, scroll animations. Yeah, I think I also have some scroll animations here. This one is already available on Animate React Native. this type of animation. So browse the animations, and you can go to scroll, and there should be a scroll. Yeah, you see this one, it's already implemented. Look. This is using bottom sheet in a different way other than others are using it. So it's a nice thing. It's a quick tip, you know, how to use bottom sheet in other ways. It shouldn't be only a bottom sheet. Okay, kind of nice. And this is also okay. We can do it. Okay, this one no. Can you make a drag sort list with animation? Something what Spotify does when you're trying to sort the songs. I think there is a really nice library nowadays. React Native Sortable or something like that. React Native Sortable. Maybe is this one, Sortables? Yeah, I believe it's this one. So you should definitely check this out. I don't need to recreate it, you know? It's like if you already have something, why do I need to recreate it? Like there is no point in redoing it. Anyway, so NFTs, bookmark, learning by doing, learning Reanimated. I also have some micro interactions and learning by doing ideas. Where it's learning by doing ideas? Learning by doing. Okay, so this one. So I have some inspiration here. Look. This is also nice. You can do it using layout animations. I'm always looking for inspiration, you know. It's like this, unfortunately, is quite hard nowadays to do because the shared element transition is broken. Oh, nice. I think this animation I already did it somewhere. Like I can't remember where, but I definitely did it. This one we did in a live stream session, which is actually hooked to the movie database with some custom pickers and whatever. This is already available on animatereactnative.com. I've seen companies and startups are using it in a production application, which is really I'm really happy about it. This one is also I did it in during a live stream. There's also, I believe, a video about it, and it's also available on Animate React Native. This is the same. It's also available. This one. This is 2D grid. What else can I build, you know? This one, it's also available. I did it. This one, I did it as well. This one, it's also available. Animate React Native. If I go on animations, which one it is? Yeah, so this is the animation. This is also the other one. This is the cards. Where is the other animation? Interesting. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe scroll, sticky. Do I have a sticky? tag, maybe sticky. Yes, I do have it. So is this one. This is also easy to integrate, implement. It's like with Reanimated, you can do whatever, guys. It's like maybe this one. This is a nice one. The looping, it's quite hard to do, you know. Looping, it's quite hard. Especially if you'd like to use like a flat list. Like with different views, it's okay, but quite hard. I haven't figured it out like a proper solution, which to find it better. Yeah, this one is also nice. I think we can use like a masked view. I think we have created a pretty... What happened here? I think we have created a pretty decent animation. I still love the blur, you know, the animated image. And do a blur radius, maybe. I don't know why I like this thingy. I don't know. But I like it. We can also delay this thing here. Anyway. Right, guys. So I think it was a nice session. If you like this, hit the thumbs up. Otherwise, you know, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. And by the way, you can use if you wanna attend App.js conference. You can use Catalin20 at checkout to get 20% off any ticket. And yeah, hopefully I'm gonna see you there in person. I'll be running 2 different workshops about intro and advanced to React Native animations. Thank you very much once again for tuning with me, and see you in a future live stream session. Thank you. Discover AnimateReactNative.com, your go-to platform for premium, customizable, and ready-to-use React Native animations. There are over 120 different animations that are going to save you time, enhance your app, and, in my opinion, is the perfect collection if you'd like to learn more about React Native animations. Visit AnimateReactNative.com.